Hold on tight, Roloff fans, because everything is changing faster than a pumpkin patch in October. From shocking breakups to growing families, podcast pauses to possible pregnancy rumors. This is the biggest Little People, Big World update yet. And trust us, you don't want to miss a second. Matt Roloff just called off his engagement to Caryn and put the farm back on the market. Amy is clapping back at fake news with grace. Zach and Tori are pushing pause on their podcast, while Jeremy and Audrey are preparing for baby number 4. And wait until you hear the whispers surrounding Molly and Joel, plus the heartfelt life Jacob is building away from the cameras. We're covering every roll-off, every update, and every juicy detail from the last few months. So grab your favorite snack, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell so you never miss a family twist, because the fame is diving all the way in.
Matt Roloff stands at a meaningful crossroads in mid-2025. At 63 going on 64, he carries himself with gentle resolve, a man ready to close chapters while opening new ones. The defining change of this summer, he and longtime fiancée Caryn Chandler have announced the end of their 2-year engagement. After meeting at Roloff Farms in 2017 and getting engaged in April 2023, the couple suddenly posted on Instagram on July 22, 2025, that they have decided to part ways. Matt called it the right step for us at this time, emphasized that they remain amicable, and expressed gratitude for the many shared memories and continued support. Caryn has reported to have initiated the breakup, surprising family and fans alike. Though wedding plans had been discussed, possibly as far along as a Hawaiian celebration, the ceremony had already been postponed once due to Matt's mother's declining health and busy schedules like pumpkin season activities on the farm. Their separation came suddenly, even after completion of the custom dream house Matt had spent roughly $1.4 million building for Caryn on the farm in 2024. That home, with low countertops designed for Matt, light hardwood floors, a cozy stone fireplace, and sweeping views of the green fields, was supposed to be their shared haven, yet now stands as a beautiful symbol of plans that will not be. This deeply personal transition arrives alongside another major step. Matt has relisted his beloved 16-acre piece of Roloff Farms in Helvetia, Oregon. Once valued at $4 million, the property is now on the market for about $2.895 million. The land includes a 5,377-square-foot farmhouse with 5 bedrooms, a home theater, granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, and more. It once featured on Little People, Big World, and Matt openly reflected on its emotional legacy, everything he built with Amy and their 4 kids, and now he's hoping someone else will turn it into the launchpad for their dreams while he moves forward toward a simpler life in Arizona on his adjacent 80 acres. Though Little People, Big World wrapped up in late 2024 after a remarkable 25 seasons, the echoes of life on the farm still resonate, just differently now. Matt himself remains visible in public life as a motivational speaker and author, managing short-term rentals on the property and sharing life updates on social media. His social posts earlier this year captured brighter moments. In late April, he posted a selfie with Caryn at an open-air concert in the Arizona desert, a Journey tribute band playing under starry skies. And he wrote about racing from Oregon to Arizona just in time, soaking up life to the fullest. Now, with Caryn's departure and the farm back on the market, the picture feels bittersweet. Matt speaks softly about growth, legacy, and hope, about finding the right buyer, someone who can cherish the land and its story. Meanwhile, the personal feels intimate. He describes himself stepping toward a kinder pace, enjoying moments over momentum, trusting positivity over predictability. The Roloff family continues to evolve too. His ex-wife Amy Roloff married Chris Marek in 2021 and remains busy with her own entrepreneurial and speaking endeavors. Their 4 grown children are living out their own chapters. Zach and his wife Tori left the show in 2024 to focus on parenting and their podcast. Jeremy and Audrey co-run a marriage brand with 4 kids. Molly lives privately and works in accounting. Jacob farms organically and is raising a son with his wife Isabel, all of whom moved on from reality TV but remain connected in their own ways. Through this lens, Matt's life today is a mixture of endings and gentle restarts. It's a narrative rooted in change. The sunlit morning when he woke up in the custom home he built for love. the quiet evening when he clicked list again on the property that shaped his family's public story, the tender post he shared thanking fans for their faith as he steps into a new chapter. There's no more cameras, just real-life moments. An open sky over Arizona, memories of pumpkin patches and laughter at the farm, the ache of what might have been with Caryn, and the hope of what still is. In the coming months, fans will likely watch as Matt leans more into speaking engagements, occasional farm rentals, and the writing projects he's teased. Without the show's daily demands, there's a cleaner space to exhale, a path forward informed by years of visibility and transition, now grounded in reflection, resilience, and reinvention.
Amy Roloff's story continues to evolve, and in the past 3 to 6 months, fans of Little People Big World have witnessed her navigating life's currents with compassion, clarity, and determination. In late July 2025, Amy took to social media to firmly address swirling rumors about her father, Gordon Knight. She shut down false reports of his passing, calling them fake news and reassuring worried fans that her dad is very much alive and well. Her post carried a quiet dignity, gentle yet resolute, and highlighted how deeply these rumors had affected her family's peace of mind. Amidst swirling headlines about her ex-husband, Matt Roloff, Amy remains focused on her own life. Matt recently announced he and fiancée Caryn Chandler have ended their engagement. While that development has dominated conversations about the Roloff family, Amy's voice stays centered on her own path and core priorities, including her close bonds with her 4 children and her marriage to Chris Marek. Throughout this summer, Amy continues cherishing her roles as mom and grandma. Though no new pregnancies or babies have been announced, she frequently shares tender glimpses into her life as a grandmother, moments rich with connection, laughter, and impromptu cuddle sessions. Fans can feel her delight in being surrounded by grandchildren, which is particularly evident on social media, even if the latest big family celebrations rolled before mid-2025. She also seems to be the picture of stability in her marriage to Chris Marek. Since tying the knot in August 2021, Amy and Chris have been building a life together, marked by mutual support and shared adventures. Though there have not been fresh public statements or controversies from Amy herself in recent months, her social presence exudes contentment and gratitude, especially as she honors her kids and grandchildren in heartfelt posts. Amy has not announced any new business ventures or cookbook launches in the last few months. Her beloved online bakery brand, Amy's Roloff's Little Kitchen, and her motivational speaking engagements remain steady, though quiet. Her focus seems to be creating stability and warmth at home rather than seeking the spotlight. Yet what stands out most is her poise amid change. As stories swirl around her, rumors about her father, heartbreak from her ex-husband's ended engagement, Amy's presence is calm and steady. She responds with clarity, avoids drama, and roots herself in family love. Her tone in social media posts over June and July radiates peaceful confidence. She's unfazed by sensational headlines and chooses kindness over conflict. A selfie with her father on Father's Day in June drew heartfelt comments about looking forward to seeing him in person soon, underscoring her closeness with family and her ability to focus on what really matters. While the Roloff farm continues to attract interest, especially with Matt promoting its sale, Amy remains centered in Oregon, tending her emotional home rather than public optics. Any attention to the farm's future seems met with a sense of letting go, not reclaiming or fighting. She remains content in her distinct chapter of life. They're back in the spotlight, not as reality TV stars, but as a tight-knit family embracing a fresh chapter, and it's unfolding with raw honesty and hope. In late June 2025, on their podcast, Raising Heights with Zach and Tori, Zach reflects on family relationships that have long been fraught. He shares that his connection with sister Molly is pretty good, and with brother Jacob, decent, but noticeably sidesteps mention of twin Jeremy. Tori adds that family life has softened, largely thanks to their kids. The children bonding contributed to reducing tensions. Yet with their father Matt, Zach insists no relationship there. His mom Amy, by contrast, remains dependable and a beloved grandmother to their 3 children. Amid this emotional terrain, Zach and Tori continue building their life away from Roloff Farms, now over an hour from the place they once considered home. They openly share that the farm brings up old wounds, resentment tied to disputes over ownership, and ultimately, resentment over the reality show itself. Their physical distance mirrors their emotional distance, but they say the kids still get together with cousins, offering glimpses of connection despite adult complexities. Meanwhile, their podcast is taking a pause. This month, they announced a temporary hiatus of Raising Heights, signaling shifts in focus as their priorities evolve. Listeners should expect some space, but also a promise of return when the time is right. In the public eye, family drama continues to ripple. Zach and Tori recently reacted to the news that Zach's father, Matt, has relisted Roloff Farms for sale. Their message is calm but clear. They've stepped back. That decision underscores their desire for closure and distance from a place loaded with tension. Amid serious topics, there are joyful moments too. In mid-July 2025, Tori shared a sun-drenched Disneyland photo shot in Southern California. Just the 2 of them, soaking in laughter and sunshine without their kids. She wrote, "You didn't think we'd come to SoCal and not go to Disneyland," tagging Zach and capturing a carefree slice of family adventure. Fans have speculated wildly. Some whispers even floated baby number 4 arriving, or whispers of twins. But Tori quietly shut inflation down, calling out pregnancy rumors with grace, reminding followers she's not currently expecting. Their family remains 3 kids strong: Jackson, 8, Lila, 5, and Josiah, 3, a trio of energetic siblings and the beating hearts of their daily lives. Despite the drama with the farm and family, Tori and Zach's bond feels strong. On their podcast, both speak of a quieter version of peace, an understanding that they're no longer the young Roloffs under cameras, but parents carving out something authentic. Tori highlights the support she still feels from Amy, her kid's grandmother, who remains a constant in their evolving story. And then there's the broader family saga, rising from the ashes of their long-running show. Little People Big World, after 25 seasons, wrapped in late 2024. Zach and Tori boldly declared their exit, reinforcing that chapter has closed. Now, Matt and his former fiancée, Caryn Chandler, have officially parted ways. News breaking just last week. Fans learned Caryn initiated the split after 8 years together. Their dream wedding in Hawaii never happened, and the custom-built house Matt constructed on the farm has left him navigating both solitude and memories. What does this all mean for Zach and Tori? For one, they seem to be choosing stability for their children, grounding them in everyday routines rather than farm drama or paparazzi headlines. Their moves, from podcast pauses to theme park getaways, feel intentional to protect joy and foster healing. You hear the subtle creak of a farm gate swinging at Roloff Farms, and inside this storied property lives much more than history. It pulses with emotion, dreams fulfilled, dreams lost, and now a fresh chapter in the lives of Jeremy and Audrey Roloff. Over the past few months, Jeremy and Audrey, married since 2014 and parents to Ember, Bode, Radley, and baby Mirabella, have opened up about a long-running family saga. The conflict centers on Matt Roloff's decision not to sell the family farm to his children, a choice that Jeremy and Audrey once believed might define their future. In mid-March 2025, Audrey used her Instagram Stories Q&A to respond directly to fans, describing the farm negotiations as having reached a point where, in her words, they fought as hard as we could for it at the time. She acknowledged that ultimately it all panned out like it was supposed to be.
suggesting a sense of resolution tinged with acceptance. Adding nuance, Audrey addressed whether Matt's stance had felt super unreasonable. She offered a resonant reflection. Money doesn't ruin families like land can. A candid statement that highlighted how emotional attachment to place can fracture bonds more than any financial transaction. In this ongoing story, Audrey doesn't dwell in bitterness. She emphasizes that while raising kids on the farm was once their dream, they fell in love there, were married there, and imagined a life together on that soil. They found new dreams elsewhere. She frames the loss not as defeat, but as the death of a dream that nonetheless yielded growth. "We believe we are where we're supposed to be," she reassures her followers, a line that blends faith, maturity, and peace with the outcome. Meanwhile, the home front looks vibrant and full of life. Even as the farm drama simmers in the background, Jeremy and Audrey's online feeds shimmer with tender, everyday joy. Playtime in the sunshine, sibling giggles drifting through the open door, and Audrey's gentle reflections on childhood they're crafting for their 4 little ones. Baby Mirabella, born at home in May 2024, remains the newest source of wonder. Audrey recently marked another 4th of July with a family snap, where Jeremy grinning, the kids holding sparklers, and Mirabella snug in her mother's arms, a tender capsule of domestic bliss spanning May through July 2025. Just 2 months ago, in early May, followers witnessed the raw intimacy of Audrey's Instagram revelation of Mirabella's birth, a home water birth at 4:29 a.m., with their entire family assembled around. She described it as my dream birth, a peaceful, prayer-answered moment, the weight of hope realized in tiny fingers and newborn size. These gentle family scenes stand in beautiful contrast to the more charged family business negotiations. And in late June and early July 2025, Jeremy and Audrey have continued sharing glimpses of life beyond the headline drama, simply really living. Whether it's Bo discovering tractors in the dirt or Ember splashing in kiddie pools, these moments are textured with childhood wonder and a deeply intentional desire to preserve it. Sensory details color their storytelling. The creak of an old barn door, the smell of fresh cedar from a new project they're launching, the soft, rhythmic breathing of sleeping kids, and the glow of early morning light. And woven through is a spiritual thread. Audrey often mentions viewing hardship as an invitation to growth, a sort of resurrection of purpose when dreams die or shift. So where do things stand today? Jeremy and Audrey are choosing presence over resentment. The emotional echoes of the Roloff Farms drama still resonate, but no longer define their path. Instead, they are anchored in family life and new ventures. Their marriage-focused brand includes journals, books, newsletters, and retreats. They continue building on beating 50% with earnest energy and creative momentum. Their 4 children are growing fast. Ember Jean, now beginning school, sparks portraiture FaceTime between mother and daughter as Audrey shares artwork made in sunlight and grass-stained knees. Bode, blockchain of tractors and trains, roars through mud like it's second nature. Radley still gravitates to every patch of earth in sight, tiny hands clasped around tractor tires or sticks. And Mirabella, the newest, absorbs it all, an eye-opening universe beneath the painted sky. In recent weeks, Audrey's tone on social media feels quieter, more reflective. No long digests, no controversy-filled posts, just gratitude. For a marriage that weathered storms, for children that ground them, for an unfolding journey that feels intentional, even if it looks different than they once imagined. The camera-ready narrative of reality TV ended behind them in 2018.
But the real unfolding story pulses on. Today, Jeremy and Audrey share a message whispered across social media and interviews. Dreams can die, but hope endures. Loss can give way to fierce joy. And family, built on intention and love, finds new soil to root and grow, even if not the land they once believed would hold them. Sometimes the ground beneath us shifts, but the roots of love can still grow deep. She hasn't publicly confirmed a pregnancy, yet whispers and well-wishers grow louder, and fans are watching her every move. In the last few weeks, Molly's name has swirled across discussion boards and gossip threads speculating that she and her husband, Joel Silvius, might finally be expecting their first child. Though there's no official announcement, the excitement is palpable. Commenters cheer on the idea of Molly giving Amy and Matt their fifth and perhaps final grandchild. Around 1 month ago, Matt Roloff shared a brief Instagram video teasing the greatest news ever, featuring family footage at the farm. Molly made an appearance, quiet but visible, in the background, drawing attention and reigniting fan curiosity. Those fleeting seconds of Molly back in the Roloff orbit set hearts racing. Was this a hint of big changes ahead? Despite the speculation, Molly remains largely off-screen. Her private Instagram stays just that, closed and mysterious. She's clearly chosen a quieter path. After leaving behind the cameras in a career as a senior accountant, first at Moss Adams and now at Nordstrom, she's carved out a life grounded in privacy. In contrast, the rest of the family has been very much in the public eye. Most notably, Molly's dad Matt recently announced that he and his longtime fiancée, Caryn Chandler, have officially ended their engagement in late July 2025. It's a tough announcement that still reverberated across family social media, but Molly's reaction or commentary has not appeared in any public post. As the spotlight shifts elsewhere, fans veer back toward Molly, wondering if she might use this quieter season of her parents' lives to open a new chapter of her own. Despite her low profile, fans are hungry for updates. That online forum from 6 days ago all but begs, "Is Molly Roloff pregnant?" and dives into personal anecdotes and hopes, none verified but all emotionally charged. Even Facebook groups picked it up, posting playful but heartfelt mock announcements. Molly says she's officially tired of being pregnant and is ready for her 10 to 11 babies to arrive. The speculation is tongue-in-cheek, but rooted in genuine affection and longing. There are no public appearances, no press interviews, no official social media reveals from Molly or Joel. Instead, the narrative is built in the silences. Her rare glimpses in an Instagram story bring excitement. Her closed account policy fuels imagination, and the community's hopes swirl around the possibility of a baby finally arriving. So where does that leave us today? No confirmed pregnancy. Instead, what we do have is a beautifully quiet mystery unfolding. Molly and Joel, somewhere distant from the cameras, possibly building toward parenthood. The buzz is all from fans craving news, not an official voice from Molly herself. If you're telling a story live on air, this is the emotional thread. A daughter of fame who stepped away from the spotlight, quietly forging her own path, with fans wondering, hoping, maybe even believing that Molly's next big moment is on the horizon. It's this hush and hope narrative that makes every small hint feel electric. Jacob Roloff stands in the early summer light on his Oregon farm, a place he's lovingly tended back to life, without the hum of camera crews, 10 years after he walked away from Little People, Big World. In a recent reflection, Jacob writes in his Instagram stories that he's planted over 200 trees since returning home in early July 2025, a quiet symbol of renewal and intention. In late March 2025, Jacob shared an emotional and deeply honest Instagram post marking the 10-year anniversary of his departure from the family show. At age 18, he walked away on principle, using his final earnings not for fame, but to build my world back again with his wife Isabel and their young son, Mateo Tomas. In soft, vivid imagery, Jacob and Isabel appear in open pasture sunlight, Mateo toddling through tall green grass, a living testament to a new chapter rooted in farming and family. That same post reveals Jacob's pivots, focusing on community-based agritourism, nurturing the land to serve neighbors, and gathering people not for tourists, but for shared meal and meeting under shade trees. It's his answer to the question, what is the farm without a TV crew? And what can it become? His dream, a locality-centered farm where edible food and human connection flourish, not a spectacle. Amid the pastoral scenes, Jacob also shared that he's been bridging the past 4 years of introspection with material progress, mastering equipment and farming protocols, not for profit, but for stewardship. He writes that farmland now feels sacred, and he hopes to pass that sacred patch to the next generation. His commitment to transparency continues off-camera as well. In May 2025, Jacob filed a request for a court-appointed attorney, honestly citing financial hardship despite his public presence. This decision underscores his belief in integrity. He refuses to glamorize life on the farm while acknowledging challenges behind the scenes. The last few months have also brought conversations around his past into the light once more. Jacob has continued to speak candidly about his departure from LPBW and the trauma he revealed, allegations of molestation by a former producer during his childhood, drawing empathy and support as he reiterates that he does not blame his parents, but the predator alone. This spring, Jacob and Isabel's life feels almost cinematic in its calm glow. Their 3-year-old, Mateo, is described by Jacob in an Instagram snapshot as amazing, energetic, crazy, smart, brave, capable, snuggling for bedtime, reading books under nightlights, turned on again by curious toddler hands. It's a small, tender moment, but one full of sensory texture. Soft, plush pajamas, dim bedroom lights, and the whispered promise of bedtime stories. With each post, Jacob weaves sensory detail. The wind through leaves, the rustle of papers in his writing space, the damp soil under his boots. His narrative is no longer of cameras or conflict, but of daily life shaped by purpose. He writes, "Stewarding the land, raising my own kiddo doing the same things I used to do on the farm, there's emotion in that continuity. Echoing footsteps in worn barn floors, the scent of compost mixing with fresh air, the low hum of insects during planting season." These past few months also reflect a redefinition of success for Jacob. He's no longer chasing visibility or validation from reality TV viewers. Instead, he's trusting in work of the hands, ethically growing food, honoring land, and raising Mateo in the same rhythms he once resisted. It's a turnaround framed in sunlight-drenched fields and rooted relationships, rather than spotlighted scenes. For reality TV fans eager for the latest, Jacob's story offers something different. Not drama, but redemption. He's planting seeds, literally and metaphorically, in a life built on steadfast values, creative independence, and humble connection. And while cameras may no longer record every moment, Jacob's voice, his writing, and his farm speak loudest of all. And there you have it. Heartbreaks, new beginnings, babies on the way, and fresh starts far from the spotlight. The Roloff family may no longer be filming, but their lives are just as captivating, raw, and real as ever. Whether it's Matt saying goodbye to a dream, Audrey and Jeremy bracing for baby number 4, or Jacob quietly planting legacy into the soil, every Roloff is writing their own chapter. What do you think about all the changes? Is Molly really expecting? Will Matt finally sell the farm? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We love hearing your theories, reactions, and roll-off favorites. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and tap the bell so you're first to know when the next family update drops. Thanks for watching The Fame, where reality TV families keep it real and we keep you in the loop. See you next time.